Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CV Nostalgia, and I thought we could take a couple minutes to talk about the possibilities of Jessica Jones returning to the MCU. We all know the era of Marvel TV started a long time before Marvel shows were on Disney+. Netflix saw a run of some really great programs, and one of them that lots of fans enjoyed was Krysten Ritter's Jessica Jones. Now, she played the title character for 3 seasons and also showed up in that Defenders project, so Krysten is literally the face of the character. Now, over the last couple months, we've seen the return of some of those Netflix characters. We saw Vincent D'Onofrio as part of Hawkeye, we know Charlie Cox was part of No Way Home, and now he has his own series, along with an appearance in the upcoming Echo series, so Marvel isn't shying away from some of these castings. Now, we've been hearing rumblings for quite a long time that Krysten Ritter could return to the role of Jessica Jones. A few months back, there was a steady train of rumors that indicated that she could be part of She-Hulk, and we're still hearing this in many places, but it has not been confirmed. And really, today's report comes in close to that category. Now, the most recent report is from Daniel RPK's Patreon account. So take it with a grain of salt. It is part of the rumor mill, but when there's a lot of smoke, there's typically fire, and this is one we keep hearing about. Now, what he reported is that Krysten Ritter is indeed in talks with Marvel Studios to return as Jessica Jones. Like Charlie Cox, in what form this will be, we still don't know, but it's likely if the character is going to return, she'll make a guest appearance somewhere and then maybe even get a 4th season of her show. Quite honestly, I am really curious on how Marvel is going to handle Jessica. She was probably the most, we'll call her saltiest of the Avengers, prone to bad language, and a lot of other scenes in that show, especially that scene from season 1, are not what you call Disney friendly, but give credit where credit is due, Disney Plus does carry the whole show unedited. I have to say, I really actually like this idea. Like many of those Netflix castings, not all of them, Krysten Ritter was near perfect for the role of Jessica, and she brought the character to life in a way that fans related to, was fun, and believable. I actually had the opportunity to meet the actress once, and her personal energy made me like that character even more. Now, with Marvel bringing back so many of these Netflix characters, Jessica seems the next one on the logical list. She was the 2nd series to be released, and the character fits easily into a lot of the street-level projects, especially those in New York City, that Marvel is working on right now. If I was making any guesses, seeing as Daredevil is in pre-production, if I was going to pick someplace for her to appear next, it would be in the upcoming Marvel Daredevil series. It seems pretty obvious to me that all of these characters will be variants of the Netflix show, and therefore gives Marvel some creative liberties with all of them. I would totally love to see Jessica Jones return in the Daredevil series, and then be part of the larger MCU, maybe appearing in some other shows, or even getting another season for herself. Additionally, if you've been paying attention to Marvel, they like their genre programming and to double down and dig into different nooks and crannies. Jessica being a private detective is a different direction than most other Marvel shows have ever pursued, so she is quite a logical character to add to the MCU slate. Like with the Daredevil series, I think the big question with Jessica returning is the supporting cast. The biggest question being, will Rachel Taylor return as Trish Walker? Hellcat was almost fully developed by that last season, so if we're bringing back Jessica, I do have to wonder if they're bringing back some of these other characters in a very similar way that Vincent D'Onofrio returned for Daredevil. There's also the question of David Tennant returning as the Purple Man, and although he died in the main Netflix series, like I said, these are variants, so seeing him return as the Purple Man could be a pretty awesome addition to the MCU also. Now, take this with a grain of salt. Quite honestly, if it doesn't come in the form of some official announcement, that could be Marvel Studios, that could be Disney, that could be Kevin Feige himself. It's not necessarily true. There's a ton of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we're never privy to, and we don't really know the logistics of bringing the character back, if it's at all possible, and even if Krysten Ritter is interested. Now, obviously, if we get any more news on Jessica Jones, we're going to bring it to you right away. Like I said, the character was a blast on Netflix, and I look forward to her possibly returning to the MCU, so we are going to cover it here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to not miss any of the Jessica news. But until we get more, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Krysten Ritter returning to the role of Jessica Jones inside the MCU? And which project do you feel is the most likely platform for her to return to the role? Quite honestly, looking at where Daredevil is in development, I think that is the exact spot. Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you're not getting any updates. Peace.